On the island of Tanna in Vanuatu is an active volcano, the sacred and spectacular Yazoo. At the foot of the volcano is Sulphur Bay. In 1937, the figure of a man appeared on the shores of the bay. Nobody really knew who he was, and yet he became the focus of a powerful new cult that has become an unusual modern myth. The mysterious movement called John From. Such is the awe-inspiring power of this mountain of fire, it became the natural birthplace of gods and spirits.
My father says he remembers when John From first came among us and cast the shadow of his presence over all our lives. He is with us now. We wait for him to come to us. We prepare for him and wait. John From has said that his sign is the cross, the red cross. This very day we will honor him. We will carry his cross up the side of the sacred volcano and plant it on the rim. It will show our belief in him and remind him we are waiting for his coming. Inside the crater of the volcano live the armies of John From. They will come out of the fire when he returns and bring us everything we need. I have been chosen to carry the cross. It is a long climb. I will tell you the story as we go. We have always had magic on our island, far back into the past. Everything holds magic, even the stones around us. No one must take the stones from the volcano. They have their own power. We listened to the message of the white man's church for a while, but we know our own magic is stronger. Then we knew that John From had come among us to save us. We built headquarters for our John From meetings. Our leader, Chief Isaac, urges us not to forget John From. He tells us to observe the rituals that will bring him back to us. And the sand bite into our flesh. The sun will set before we reach the top. If he is happy with our mark of honor, the volcano will answer with fire.
It is here, on the beach at Green Point, that John From is said to have first appeared. People came from all over Tanna to see him. Perhaps From would not have seized the minds and emotions of the Tannese so strongly if an American base had not been established on Tanna during the Second World War. The American troops arrived laden with weapons of war and every conceivable luxury. For the people of Tanna, this constituted very strong magic. It must have been from this time that the John Frum movement assumed many of the trappings of military America. Today, the John Frum leaders create their own uniforms.
Up here on the mountain, I can see our village. We live under the shadow of our sacred mountain. We live under the giant shadow of John Frum. Our chief is meeting with the villagers under the banyan tree. He tells us that we must maintain our customs and our traditions. Later, the man will drink kava. The missionaries never liked us drinking kava. They thought it was a pagan practice. The Red Cross is the cross of John Frum. We have made our own religion and church for worship. Our priestess, Elizabeth, is the guardian of our temple. She makes a new song every day. Our songs are about the love and the law of John Frum. How we will live forever when John Frum comes. We are almost there. I feel a sense of lightness. Down in the village, they will be celebrating. The women will dance alone. The guitars will play. Now John Frum is seen across. He is with us. He is the reincarnation of our ancient god, Karaperamun. Through him, our past magic lives on. His fiery voice speaks to us tonight.
Like the volcano that sends its fire and light into the night sky, The John Frum cult has lit the lives of the people of Tanna. John Frum has been claimed to be both white and black, to be American and Tannese. He has been seen, and he has equally never been seen. Perhaps we shall never know who the real John Frum was, or if he ever really existed. It is a living mystery. He lives. He is waited for. He is like the very spirit of the islands, a powerful force that flows with the Pacific through their lives.
At this time of the year in Nuku'alofa, a group of us, our choir, will prepare for an annual tradition. His Majesty King Taufa'ahau IV of Tonga celebrates his birthday next week, and we will sing for him at the Royal Palace. The King shall rejoice. Fiefia e tui. I'm the choir master, Sione Malekamu Manu. I transcribe the parts for our choir, changing the music notation into our own system of numbers. This is how we read our music, and we sing the words in Tongan. Handel's oratorio is full of joy and spirit. We bring to work two meanings and show how an earthly king can rejoice in the knowledge of a spiritual king. The singers will soon arrive to rehearse. We are the Marble Choir, the King's Choir. We have become a tradition in ourselves. We started as a Wesleyan church choir some 60 years ago. Now we are a well-known part of the Tongan cultural life. An amusing story lies behind the invention of our unique numbers notation. It was created by the missionary, the Reverend Dr. Moulton, in 1860s. The good doctor, while teaching the standard solfa system, discovered to his consternation that some of the simple words of the solfa were Tongan for parts of the anatomy considered unmentionable in those times. To sing such words in four-part harmony in church might well arouse a most inappropriate merriment. He decided, in his wisdom, that safety lay in numbers. I sing every part when we practice, although I must confess I'm no soprano. Because we all know the work so well, this rehearsal is just the final polish for the performance tomorrow. choir seems like part of my family. My uncle was choir master before me. My wife and other family members also sing in the choir. We walk to the palace. It's in the middle of town. This is a special occasion for the choir. Our king is the last remaining monarch of the Pacific. His dynasty goes back 1,000 years. We wear our white clothes and the traditional woven mata ta'avala, tied around our waist. It is worn as a mark of respect. A marquee has been set up for the king and queen, the royal family, and the guests of honor. They have come, like us, to celebrate the birthday of the king. We will sing outside like we always do. We've come to offer our loyalty to our king, in our voices and our song. He comes slowly. At 74, the king is still active, although he's not the robust monarch we remember from earlier years. His arrival heralds the beginning of our performance. He always enjoys the singing of his people.
Here in the Pacific, the small worlds of each island have their myths and their mysteries. The islands can be both a sunlit paradise or a place of sinister shadows and dark magic. In Rarotonga, capital of the Cook Islands, its menacing black rocks are regarded with suspicion. High in the mountains and on the lonely island of Taukoka they stand. They are also found along the beach, a place where fishermen or travelers may pass. Strange accidents happen in this vicinity, and at the time of the full moon, the danger rises. Some have claimed they have seen the ghost of a beautiful woman in this dark place, and that her presence is a warning of death. Ghosts are often the vengeful spirits of the dead who must complete the cycle of a curse they made in life. The legend of the beautiful Takura, the moon spirit who wears a red hibiscus in her hair, is a tale of cruelty and vengeance that burns with an everlasting longing for revenge. It all began with the fishermen. They fished these waters long ago when Takura was a village girl. They watched her as she combed the wind through her hair, and they were awed by her beauty. They were afraid to be friendly and never shared their fishing catch with her as they did with the villagers. Takura did not tease or tempt the fishermen, but kept to herself and daydreamed in the sun. Her indifference roused them to anger.
Yeah!
One fateful day, the fishermen followed Takura. Contempt once more roused their fury. This time their anger turned to brutal cruelty. Consumed her, she summoned up a terrible curse. In anguish, she vowed to return and have her revenge. The spirit of Takura returned to the rock she once loved. Her dark beauty continued to cast a spell which few men could resist. Takura now will avenge her murder. As she sends her victims to their death, smothered by her long hair, she creates a frightening vision, woven from the fiery memories of her own lost life. It seems to them in their last moments that they are being consumed by flames. Now that the moon has waned, Takura's spirit returns to the dark mountains. But she may be seen again on a moonlit night, driven by the power of an ancient curse.